All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? Thank you for coming back and joining me on the new format, and thanks if you stayed over the other one. Some of you might want to be watching this now as opposed to listening to it on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, Google Podcast, Apple, wherever you get your podcast from. This is where we are, so I do appreciate coming back. Cheers for the feedback on the new setup. I'm not done yet. I might get some Christmas decorations here for next week's episode. But thanks for liking and subscribing. So if you're watching on YouTube, maybe just hit the subscribe button and I'll send you a link, because you get this earlier than the people over on the video, not the video, the audio version. So yeah, let's talk Florida. What the fuck is going on, Florida? Right? Let me back up. I came in too strong with there. Let me back up a little bit. It's very Quentin Tarantino of me. Let me go backwards. Start here, work backwards. I just got back from Florida. Another crazy rule that I went into Florida for 24 hours. I do that. I'm Mick Thomas. I do things like that, right? I want to do stuff and I go do it. That's who I am. So there's this rule now that if you leave a state, and as long as you're not there for 24 hours, you don't have to quarantine. What an amazing rule, because you can't catch quarantine within a 24-hour radius. Every 24-hour mark and a time mark. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. It's common sense. It is common sense that if you don't stay in a place for more than 24 hours, you can't catch quarantine. So there's a rule that you can go to state. So I flew down to Florida. On Thursday. Played a bit of golf, bit of shopping, and came right back on Friday. 24 hours, no quarantine, right? I get off the plane, the army is there. That's what we're doing now for COVID. The fucking army has to be called in, and they go, let me check your papers. Is that? I know people call them Nazis. Not the same thing, people. Stop calling them Nazis. It's a bit unfair, but I don't think when people were stopped in World War II Germany, they weren't asked for COVID tests or what state you were in, or were you in contact with certain people. So stop comparing, one from the other. So if you could do that. So anyway, the army comes off and I showed them this thing that I filled in. And they go, yeah, you were only in Florida for 24 hours. You don't have to quarantine. Again, dumb rule. But anyway, so let's talk about Florida. Florida used to be called was America's waiting room, or God's waiting room. Whereas because the old people would fly down and spend the winter of their lives in the sun of Florida, and then they would pass away peacefully and they would go to heaven. Hence the name God's waiting room. You need to change it. I'm just saying, you need to change it from, I don't know, maybe America's meth lab. Try that one. America's weird fucking cousin. Try that. Let maybe try one of those too. Anything works. You are like the fucking lunatics. Florida, you're lunatics. I went down, made the mistake, right? Because here's what I do. Everyone knows I'm a Disney fan. I'm wearing a fucking Disney shirt now, this is an accident. Everyone knows I'm a huge Disney fan. If you don't now, you do. And I've been to Disney many times. Many times, even without kids. Because fucking kids ruin everything, right? Kids ruin everything. So I go down, and I always stay on Disney property, and then I leave again. And this time I made the mistake of flying down. I went down with a friend. I went down with a very good friend of mine, and he asked to remain nameless for this because he doesn't want people coming after him. He has a job, so he doesn't want people saying, "Oh, you were in Florida, I hear," according to the Cheaper Than Therapy podcast. I'm going to slip up probably because I don't edit this. I don't go back and say, all right, let me bleep. I don't edit any of my episodes. So I'm probably going to mention his name from here on in. So if I do, fuck it. That's what happens. Sorry, mate. So me and him decided we wanted to go play golf. So we fucking said, let's go to Florida, play golf on Disney property. We'll stay somewhere else. We got a bunch of points between us, all that stuff. So we go down to Florida and we want to play golf. But I didn't stay on Disney property this time. My mistake. I always stay on Disney because when you're on Disney property, it's kind of a bit like if you're a Disney fan, you know what I'm talking about. When you don't stay on Disney property, the magic is gone. Because you get to see where all the people who work at Disney live. And it's fucking sad. We went into like a Wawa, which is like a 7-Eleven. If you live in a state where there is no Wawa, you should get one. If you live in Ireland, it's kind of like a Spar, right? You know, Spar, you walk in, get a sandwich, get petrol. It's kind of like that, right? So they have a Wawa, everything. But you get to see legit crack and meth heads walking around. That's all I saw in Florida. Social distancing, fuck off. Nobody gives a shit about social distancing. Nobody does. People wear masks reluctantly, right? But they're dumb. Some of the people are nice, right? Again, I have to do that disclaimer thing that, oh no, not all Florida people. You know, I go to one store and I'm getting something like a Red Bull, right? I think I get a Red Bull because I gotta get up early in the morning and go play golf, and people just standing like right fucking on top of you to the point where you got like, do you mind? Do you mind? Like I'm trying to do something here, and you're just back off. Like, you don't need to stand that close. So it's like back the fuck off. Just leave me alone. It's all that shit, right? But anyway, I flew down to Florida from LaGuardia, New York, and I flew first class. Right, I flew first class. When you're the star and the host and creator of your own show, you get to fly first class. I'm not going to apologize for it. Here's the thing about flying first class, right? I don't normally, but here's the thing. Once you fly first class, you immediately think you're better than other people. I'm not lying. I did. I immediately, like, when you get onto first class, you sit down, you go, and you get the board first. But the sad thing about that is now you have to watch all the other people who are not in first class, and they got to walk through your area. And I'm immediately going, oh, is there not, excuse me, miss, is there like another area where these people can just walk around, maybe get on the back of the plane? Like, I don't want to have them walking through the nice first class area, and I got to look at them. Can we do that, please? So non-first class people have to walk through first class to get back to their shitty seats. I'm Mick Thomas now, host and star of my own show. I deserve first class. I shouldn't have to talk to Riff Raff. But anyway, so I'm sitting in first class, and people are walking through, you know, and I'm there with my friend, can't mention his name, and we're just, you know, laughing and, you know, whatever. We got our masks on. We're in first class masks, right? So we can't get COVID. If you get first class, if you have a first class mask on, that area is designed for, you just can't get COVID in first class. I don't know if you ever flown first class. Maybe you did. Maybe you want a contest. But you can, when you fly first class, you can't get COVID. So that was good. That was reassuring. But you got, when the riffraff passed through, there was, you know, like, I have a fear of flying. Not really a fear of flying. When they take off and land, I kind of like, I put a lot of faith in the pilot. I put a lot of faith in the technology, because it makes this noise. Like in my car, because I have a hybrid, when my car just goes to slow down or stop, the engine goes zzz, and then there's silence, and I'm at a stop sign. So I hear that noise on a plane a lot now, and now I just go, fuck, the plane is stopping in the middle of the sky. So I used to have a phobia of flying, but when you're in first class, you just assume nothing's going to happen to you, right? You're assuming, well, if there was going to be a crash, my part of the plane would be saved. You know what I mean? I think it's made of different stuff that where if the plane did crash, maybe we broke off and we kind of just landed different. So I'm glad that happened. So again, you feel so much safer in first class. So, but the people are walking through, the common people are walking through, and I saw this husband and wife got on maggots. He had like this neck tattoo. Nothing against. I do have something against that. I just don't like him, but I don't judge you for not. But this guy had neck tattoos like up his neck, and he had like a hoodie on with a gold chain out over the hoodie. Now I have a problem with that. Like I don't wear jewelry. I have one little necklace thing here. But if it ever fell out, when I was jogging or something over my t-shirt. But I have a problem with people who take out gold chains out and they put them on over their hoodies. It's not an accident. You're like, oh, look at me, I have a gold chain. But whatever. He was with this girl. He's with his lovely female companion. She had a hoodie on, and the hoodie said, not about, obviously, why would it? About to do some hoe shit. About to do some whole shit. Now, it was a hoodie, so you know she's really committed to this, because if it was a t-shirt, you can get them for $5, maybe 2 for $10. That's still $5, Mick. But you might get, there might be like $9 a t-shirt, but 2 for $5 or 2 for $10, whatever the fuck. Oh, my maths is stupid. She bought a hoodie. We know hoodies are way more expensive than regular t-shirts. So she really committed to that. She really committed to about to do some whole shit. And there was these stick figures who were like in weird and different sexual positions. So again, I'm in first class, and I mean, I shouldn't be subjected to this type of maggot. And they walked through, and he said in joke form to the stewardess, you allowed to call them stewardess anymore? I don't know what you call them. But servants, I'm in first class, so I get to call them servants. So he said to my servants, he said, oh, and there was 2 free seats up in first class, and he was like, any chance we could jump in here? And she said, the woman went like, not even like, she didn't even entertain her. She went, no, I'm so sorry, we're booked up. And she knew what they were, and even she went, because she's like a first class servant, so she went, ew, like, she went, no, go back. Like, and it was at that moment I now understood in the Titanic, while the first class people didn't want other people in the lifeboats with them. You know that scene where they're like, there's fucking 12 people in that lifeboat, we could get more and more people in there. No, I can't watch Titanic that movie ever again and just assume that it's going to be like, now I get it. I get why you wouldn't want about to do some whole shit in a lifeboat with me. So, I mean, look, we get to Florida, and we're first off the plane, obviously, again, first class. And we rent this really cool sports car. Host of my show, guys. I'm a host of a show. And we go straight to this beautiful, it's a suite. Again, oh my God, this episode feels like I'm bragging. Again, my friend had a bunch of fucking airline points and all that shit, and that's how I got all that stuff. But nonetheless. So we get up in the morning, we go play golf at Disney. The night before we went to Disney Springs, where you walk around, we did a bit of shopping, bought nothing. Just bought nothing. We got something to eat, and then the next morning we went to Disney to play golf. Now, I'm not a good golfer by any means. I'm okay at best. So we were paired up with these other guys who were really, really, really good professional. I mean, we're scum next to these guys. When we met, like, they're dressed like real golfers. And me and my friend, nearly said his name. Me and my friend are dressed like what we think golfers should look like. Like, we didn't bring our own clubs. We rented Disney's clubs, which are really nice. And we were dressed what we thought looked like, this is what a golfer should look like. Yeah, they would have that, wouldn't they? Yeah, they would wear that pants, and they would have that t-shirt with it. Yeah, and obviously wear a hat. So we dressed like what we thought a golfer would look like. So we go out with them and we introduce ourselves. Hey, I'm Mick. And they go, how you doing? One guy was from Boston, the other guy was from California, but they're friends and they live in Orlando now. So we go off and we got our carts. And beautiful, sun shining. It is 71 degrees, I think. I think it's 51 here at the time. And we go down and we're like 2 holes in. And I have to piss, right? Now we're down in the woods, down in the swamp. It's Orlando, it's Florida. A lot of lakes, a lot of marsh, a lot of wildlife. So I gotta piss. what are you going to do? There's no bathrooms on every hole. There's no bathrooms on any hole, really. When you get to the 9th hole, then you go into the clubhouse, take a piss. So I go into the woods, and I'm just like, and their car is parked maybe like 10 feet from me. And I whip it out, and I have a piss. And all of a sudden I hear one of the guys go, what's that noise? And he goes, oh, sounds like someone's taking a leak. And then obviously they must have looked over their shoulder, saw Mick Thomas with his Mickey Mouse in his hand. And they go, does he know you're not supposed to do that? Like I couldn't hear him. I'm like, it's the fucking woods. It's the woods. Give me a time when you're not supposed to piss in the woods. Tell me, like, where have you ever been camping, been hiking, just fucking maybe you lost something, I'm going to go into the woods. That's what the woods are for. The woods are for humans to take a piss, maybe a shit if you want to. Take a shit if you want to. Cover up first, of course, but take a shit. That's what they're the woods. Wildlife lives there. Wildlife shit and piss in the woods. I'm going to fucking shit and piss in the woods. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the wildlife of Florida. Signs up, alligators, snakes. Get to that in a moment. That's what I'm worried about. A rattlesnake biting me knob. I don't want to fuck off. I'm not listening to these assholes. So we started off. I hit my ball over one of their guys. My friend, he hits the ball off that way with one of his guys. So we go off in our separate ways. We walk over, and they wanted nothing to do with us. We would try having I would try to have a conversation. I was like, I'm like, oh, so you're from Florida? And he was like, no, California, just like that. And I go, oh, your friend's from? Because yeah, he's from Boston. He goes, yeah, our wives work together. Like he couldn't have been arsed talking to us two scumbags. Like, and I mean, he was right? He was right to do it. Fuck it, we're scumbags. Didn't want anything to do with it. So we were playing around, and we're being dicks, of course, right? Not good golfers. We're not dressed like golfers. One guy, he leans down and he takes a shot, one of the guys, and he goes, man, and these guys were slim guys, you know, with, not going to have a go. One of them shaved his legs. Hey, it's different times now. Do you want to do? Shave your legs, lads. If that's what you want to. If you want to do that, go shave your legs. I don't know if you're a wrestler or if you're, maybe he's a swimmer. Couldn't tell you. Shaved his legs. But so I'm talking to one of the guys, and he's about to tee off, and bang, whatever, he's not happy with his shot. And he goes, you know what, like, since I put on the weight, it's kind of like something, my swing is off a little bit. And there was all this silence, and I went, oh, wait, I'm sorry, were you waiting for us to tell you, like, oh, no, you're not fat, you're great? I said that. Everyone started laughing except him. Wasn't having it in the slightest. So then we're still playing. We're at maybe hole 12. Hole 12, hole 13. I take this shot. It's a par 4, right? Again, this is golf talk. If you don't know it, don't worry about it. You don't need to know that for the story. But we land maybe, myself and my friend, maybe 6 foot from the water. Go up, take a shot. What pops up out of the water? Fucking alligator. I'm like, I'm done. Forget it. A fucking alligator 6 feet away, just the head just fucking comes up like that, just like that, looking at you. Again, if you're listening to this podcast, maybe jump over to YouTube and watch it, because I'm doing the actions. Just like this, looking. And I went, fuck that. I'll take a drop shot, take a mulligan, whatever you want to fucking do. I'm not playing that shot. Not playing it. My friend ran away. Rightly so. It's what? Golf is fucking idiots in a field whacking a ball around. When the fuck are we supposed to be? Now we're being attacked by dinosaurs? Bollocks to it. Game over. Have a good day. We left. I'm not doing it. I'm not playing golf with fucking alligators. Sorry, not Steve Irwin. Not a croc. I don't know how to jump on the back of an alligator and wrestle it over a fucking ball. That we lost, by the way. Disney gave us 24 balls. Myself and my mate lost 25 balls because we borrowed one off the assholes. We lost 25 balls. That's how fucking bad we were. Right? And then the alligators, fuck off. Forget it. That's it. We're done. We're done. We're out of here. Going home. We had a flight coming back at 7 o'clock. It was now, what time was it in the morning? We didn't go to Disney Park, which I was kind of bummed about. But what did we do? We went to Universal. My friend he goes, we got tickets to Universal. So we went to Universal Studios. It's a dump. I'm sorry, it is a fucking dump. It is the type of people that just wander around. It's a dump. I cannot stand Universal. I got very depressed. I really did. I was about to go on the Simpsons ride, and I got very depressed. Just what was out there. You know what took over Universal Studios, if you've ever been? Harry Potter. Harry Potter has taken over Universal. It's majority of the building. The size of it is more Harry Potter than anything else. Let me tell you about Harry Potter. The rides, really good. 2 good rides. But they've built these towns up, which look like this old. I mean, if you've seen the movie, or read the books, was it Dangan Abbey? I don't know. I know there's some nerds screaming at the screen right now. Or fans, not nerds, screaming at this. But Dalgan Abbey or something. That's beautiful, like, brickwork and all that shit. And it's like, it's not real bricks, obviously, but it's all, it really looks really cool when you go in there. And then it's like, just fat people waddling all around it, just like in the worst t-shirts and just, you know what I mean? Like, you take a beautiful scenery and you fucking just ruin it with just, ugh. So here's what I noticed about Universal Studios. Because Harry Potter is so popular, there's a lot of people out there buying Harry Potter robes. Like, they were the #1 merchandise sold, I think, down there. So you got to see people, grown men and women, not children, grown men and women with Harry Potter robes on from different houses of Harry Potter, right? To the point where, like, I saw men with, like, slicked back hair and ponytails and just wandering around. Like, I was like, couples with them too. I'm like, all right, I get it. You want to buy it. You want to get into the festivities. You want to, right? Loving it. You're in, where are you? Universal. You're around. You see Harry Potter school. You get to fucking play Quidditch or whatever the fuck he plays. You get to do all that. But you're in your, you're in your robe. You and your missus. But you have to go home now. What do you do with your robe? Do you leave it on and just fuck? Do you and your missus fuck in your Harry Potter robes? That's what I want to know. Some of them were disgusting. I was thinking about that. I was like, ugh. Is that what you want to do? Would you do that? You just put on your Harry Potter robe and then you fuck. Because that's what it looked like to me. People were loving the robes. And what are you going to do with the robe when you get home? Right? Is this your life now? Honey, where's my robe? My Harry, did you bring it to the dry cleaners? No, I'm going out tonight, and I told you I needed that robe for my. Every time you don't listen. Now I've no now I have to wear Slytherin's robe. Is that what's going on out there? Fucking people in their, like, they just obsession with fucking. Again, look, I like Avengers stuff. I do. I buy a few things, like t-shirts, maybe a few things like I have in an office, like what the fuck, whatever. But I don't buy costumes. I do have a Deadpool mask, which I got for Halloween to take my son around. But I don't dress up as I don't dress up as Thor. I should dress up as Thor, though, shouldn't I? But I don't get it. I don't get it. And just Universal, to me, it was just, it was just horrible. It just left me with a horrible feeling. It really did. And I just left. And I just, like, I couldn't deal with it anymore. I couldn't deal with the people anymore. And I'm not a fan of, like, a lot of people, but I love, when I go to Disney all the time. I didn't go to Disney this time. That was the problem. I think I went to Springs Don't get me wrong, I went to Springs. That is technically Disney. And I played golf on a Disney golf course. You know, I did all that. I did all that stuff. But just when you get to Harry Potter, those people, it was just too much. Just too much, you know? So then we flew back, first class again, obviously. And you know, here's what I heard, and I'll leave it. I'll kind of leave you on this part. When I was walking through the airport, I saw a pilot on his phone, and he was talking to someone, which I could only assume was his mother. And he was like, I don't know. She won't let me see the kids this year. I don't know why I bother. She won't let me see the kids this year, and it's just getting too hard. It's just getting too hard. Sounded a bit suicide-y. Sounded a bit suicide-y for a pilot to be walking around an airport speaking very loud on the fucking phone. Right? Sounded a bit too suicide-y to be saying that out loud about what or how your life is in the toilet, and it sounded like you had somebody on the other end just talking you out of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to get on the plane and go like, again, it would not bother me, I'm in first class, but I didn't want to hear like, your captain speaking, I hope you like fucking mountains, because that's where we're going. Possible, right? This is for the celebrity in first class, B1. He's a big Disney World fan. Well, we're going to fucking hit that castle. Got very nervous about that, I'll be honest with you. Got very nervous about that. So, I came back from Florida. Again, the army greeted me, showed me my app, and they go, where were you? Florida. And I went, yeah, fucking typical. Fucking typical. You don't, like, it's just, it's, I think when you go to Florida, they don't care. That's me wrapping up. Go to Florida. They don't care about, look at Florida. Do what Australia did. Whatever Australia has, do you know Australia are back to normal now? Australia are done. Australia are free of COVID. Everyone's back. Everything's open. Just do what fucking Australia did. They had it worse than anybody. 90% of the country burnt down at the start of this year. They ended the year to the first ones out of COVID. Let's just do what fucking Australia did. Like, oh fuck, let's lock ourselves up for a fucking 2 weeks or whatever the fuck. Whatever they did. Just do what Australia did. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, next week, we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. So I am going to leave it there. We're going to call it a day. I really want to, next week we'll talk about Christmas stuff, or we'll talk about the holidays. It'll be a little more uplifting. It won't be me complaining as much. It probably will. I'll definitely be complaining as much. So anyway, thank you so much for listening to the episode, watching the episode. Please, please like, subscribe, and share it. I really, really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. And as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. All right, thanks so much. Good luck to you. Good luck.